This is an attempt at the Jacques Pepin recipe / video that I watched. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So if you want to see someone who's actually good at cooking, I recommend looking at that one. It doesn't require much of a recipe, just learning a ratio of egg to milk for this on this episode of It Came from the Fridge and cabinet / freezer. With my version, I'm just going to go with mushrooms and scallions. Both of them needed to be used up before they went bad in my fridge. But the milk, egg, and bread are the most important part of this recipe. It's basically just going to be a bread pudding. But the most important part, as I said before, is probably the ratio of egg to milk. So I do 1 egg to 1/4 cup of milk and whisk that together to get rid of any of the lumps. And this ratio works really well to me because it binds the bread together really well, but also keeps moisture in. We don't need to get very fancy with our cutting on this bread. Let's just do a large dice. Now, older, drier bread kind of is a little more effective. If you want, you can put this bread into the oven to dry it out for a little bit. So all in all, I have about 6 buns chopped. I'm going to add the binder, glove up, and smush this all together. If you wanted to do a sweet version of this, you could just add some sugar, cinnamon, maybe some honey, and some chocolate chips, and go ahead and fast forward to the part where we sear these off. But we're going to go with a savory version today. So with our mushrooms, what you can do is take a small brush or like one of your silicone brushes in the kitchen and dust off the dirt, or just use the paper towel to wipe it off and destem them. I don't like to really rinse off mushrooms because it just adds more water to the already water-filled mushrooms. But if you feel safer rinsing them off, go right ahead. Just rough chop them, and rough chopping is just the easiest way for us to say, I don't really have a size of dice or julienne for you at this point, but I kind of just sliced mine in half and then sliced that about 3 or 4 times to make 8 individual pieces for each mushroom cap. Now get a bigger pan, preferably non-stick, hot, add some oil, and then we're going to put our mushrooms into that. Now, mushrooms retain a lot of water, so add salt early before they get color to get rid of the excess water. Then add your butter when some color has been shown on the mushrooms. Let's cook them till they get a nice golden brown color to them, but don't lose all of their moisture. Go ahead and add this to your bread and binder mix when it's cooled slightly, and keep that pan. With the scallions, we're just going to go with a simple slice. If you can't slice then, don't worry, practice and you'll get there. And if they're big, just tell everyone you're going for that rustic look. So now to recap, we have our smushed bread, our mushrooms, and our scallions. And guess what? We get to do some more smushing. And if you feel like you need a little more moisture in your mix, then do another round of the 1/4 of a cup to 1 egg. And turn these guys into bread balls. We're trying to keep them as even as possible, but if you can't, it doesn't matter. Poverty's nerfed. And so with the pan that we did the mushrooms in, let's just put it back into low-medium heat and add about a tablespoon of butter and turn these bread balls into bread burgers. Now you could also make a looser kind of mixture and fry it more like a fritter, but I like to do mine much more of a almost croquette and do it low and slow. Either way, we're looking for a nice golden brown, crispy outside and cooked on the inside, which if you're doing it low and slow or frying, really by the time the outside is cooked, the inside should pretty much be there. I like mine as a breakfast, so we did scrambled eggs and Parmesan because I think Parmesan works really well with mushrooms. Either way, thank you for joining me again on It Came from the Fridge and Closet / Freezer. Madam Kitty Kitty says, thank you for watching. Also, here are some other videos you might enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to send her all the tuna you have. All the tuna you have. All the tuna you have. All the tuna you have.